hello, 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 everyone. How are all of you? Hopefully, you're all doing well. We are going to be continuing our playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV's Dawntrail expansion. We last left off with, what is it? We found the City of Gold and won the competition, so what's next? We've only been through 3 areas, so there's more areas to go. Welcome back, and may I congratulate you on Wuk Lama's victory in the Rite of Succession. It is our great honor to host the comrades of our future Dawn Servant. Such a grand journey has doubtless left you fatigued. Please relax and enjoy your stay. Oh, what's Guana want? Surprised to see me? I suppose it's only natural. May I come in? I haven't properly thanked you. That my sister was able to realize her potential is a testament to the quality of her traveling companions, particularly you. For that, you have my heartfelt gratitude. She did all the work. I was moral support. Yeah, that sounds about right. My primary business in calling is to deliver a message from Lama T. As you will know, after the Ascension ceremony, she will officially take up the mantle of Dawn Servant. She has expressed a desire for you to accept a post within her administration, while making no mention of me. And decide immediately, my sister will broach the matter with you again after the ceremony. Whether you continue to assist Lama T or not is up to you. That is all, if you'll excuse me. Or she might just assume that you're already a member. You have become someone irreplaceable to her. As her brother, I acknowledge that with no little jealousy. But believe me when I say that I hope you'll stay by her side. I also think you might be expecting a little too much. And thus it arrived.
What a crowd! As befits the changing of Dawn Servants.
It's starting.
dawn servant!
Look! He's here!
The head of reason is resting again. Thought he'd grace us for this occasion at least. People of Tuliolal, you honor us with your presence. For on this auspicious day, we witness the dusking of one era and the dawning of the next. The succession of dawn servants. But I've talked for long enough. Allow me to present the claimant, whose determination, wisdom, and compassion guided them to triumph and the city of gold. My daughter, Wook Lamat.
For a minute, I thought she was going to be afraid to go up to the edge there and actually look out upon everyone.
Huzzah! Huzzah!
Long live the dawn servant! Long live Tuliolal!
Growing up in this city, I used to think I knew all there was to know about Tuliolal. But my journey showed me how much I had yet to learn about the cultures, histories, and aspirations of this nation. Through the time-honored Ihana, the Hanuhanu taught me how they nourish and cultivate both the land and their bonds with visitors. And with their alpacas and tradecraft, the Pelupelu showed me the depths of their patience and fortitude, to know when to push through and when not to push your luck. From the Moblins and their artisans, I gained insight into the power of creativity, that it is when we are filled with passion and bolstered by the support of others that we produce our best works. I was moved by the history and hopes of the Yokhui, who believe that death isn't the end, that we live on so long as we're remembered. I felt joy and harmony in Yaktel when I tasted Shebruk Pibil, the dish that marked the beginning of peace between the Shebral and Mamurja after centuries of warfare. And I felt sorrow in Mamuk when I met with those who placed their faith in the promise of blessed siblings, and for this were burdened with great suffering. Through the understanding we forged, I'm hopeful that they will find what they seek through friendship and community, for we are all Turali.
Understanding with Mamuk? What sorcery did she use on them?
All of which is to say that, as I've come to know our nation, I've seen the ways in which we thrive, and the ways in which we still struggle. Some in Kozamauka must resort to banditry to survive. A faction of Yokhui still cling to dreams of conquest. Not everyone lives in peace and plenty. And there's still so much of Tulihyolol I don't know. Places I haven't seen, and people I haven't met. That's why I hope to keep learning about and from you, that we might build a nation where everyone knows happiness. Because if there's one thing my journey has taught me, it's that your happiness is my happiness! I say mine, but the Dawn Servant doesn't need to be a single person, does it?
Oh dear.
Something dumb.
Yeah.
Okay, that was kind of cool. But
My
granted,
father led Tulihyolol to prosperity by the resolve and reason of his 2 heads. But my one head can only get us so far. To further change our nation for the better, I'll need someone else. Someone with the knowledge and insight that I lack. So what do you say? Be Dawn Servant with me, Kona.
he's like, what?
Lamachi, are you certain?
Absolutely. You take reason, and I take resolve. Together, we make a full Dawn Servant.
You'll have no objections from me, of course. But mine is not the approval you need.
During my time abroad, I experienced the benefits of foreign technologies, some of which I introduced to our nation. Dirigibles now soar the sky in the south, while locomotives traverse the land in the north. I was convinced that by imitating foreign powers, we could assert our strength and thereby deter invasion. Yet despite my intentions, I failed to understand what I was too eager to cast aside, and the very people I wish to protect. My own journey has taught me that culture isn't a hindrance to progress, but a shared value that binds us, connecting lives and generations. With your blessing, I vow to help Tulihyolol prosper in a way that honors the hopes and heritage of all her peoples. My esteemed predecessor would accept nothing less. For ultimately, I harbor the same wish as my sister. To give you cause to smile. That is my heartfelt desire.
Glad this didn't go to waste. This is the Lay of Legacy, the part of the Tulihyola saga where you and I become the next Dawn servant.
Good heavens! Don't tell me this is what kept you so busy ahead of the ceremony.
Just so you know, I didn't decide this on a whim. After reflecting on all we've been through, I realized it was the only answer.
With this, both my brother and I have worthy successors. He would have been proud.
He's dead, isn't he?
Of course you knew. It's been 3 years since my brother left us.
It cannot be. The head of reason is no longer with us.
Oh, tragic tidings.
I didn't want to believe it.
I'm sorry I never told you. We wanted the people to rest easy until our successor could be chosen. Planning the right was my brother's final duty. He was determined for it to serve the nation's best interests, and labored nigh without cease. And then he died, forcing me to do the actual work. A sneaky bastard. But he did well. I have to give him that. The outcome speaks for itself. Though not quite to the original script, your new Dawn servant rises. May they shine resplendent, and their rule bring light ever greater to Tuliolo.
That was actually kind of a twist I hadn't completely expected. I mean, I should recognize that it was a possibility, but I just... Wuklamah was brilliant up there, wasn't she? Part of the second promise was surprising, but between the two of them, I dare say our new Dawn servants will be capable of anything. The future of Tuliolo is bright indeed.
Changes in the air, and it's all because of our little firebrand. Every Ilmer father's daughter, that one. I'll be watching where you steer this nation, lass. With what time I've got left.
Crow is brimming with pride. Woklama has truly come into her own, has she not? Indeed, even as she moved the people with her heartfelt words, she retained her characteristic spontaneity, as evidenced by her nomination of Koana as fellow Dawn servant. As soon as it was, I'd like to believe she gave it all due consideration. She could do far worse. Koana completed every feat except the last. And that he only forfeited to help Woklama secure victory. I look forward to seeing how Tulialo will prosper under their care. Everyone, thank you for coming. I could see you all perfectly from up there. That was an impressive speech, Dawn Servant. I told you, no titles. Besides, after everything we've been through together, you're nothing less than family. So, like my family does, I'd like you to call me Lamati. Thank you. It means a lot to me. It would be also my honor to call you Lamati. Mine as well. Indeed, consider us your Eorzean cousins if such a notion appeals to you. Eorzean cousins. It's a little embarrassing, but not in a bad way. So a lot I'd like to say, but I need to make my rounds first. I want to thank my supporters who are visiting for the occasion. Could you wait for me here? Of course, we'll keep ourselves entertained. That said, would you join me? Wonderful. Come and meet me outside the Winged Walk, then. Ready? Let's go. Our first stop is Aunt T's Tacos, and not just for a snack. I promise Wookievu and Mablu should be there. Dawn Servant Wuklama, words cannot well express the profound joy your ascension has brought me. No need for formalities, I'm still the same old me. Alright then, I shall forgo formalities. But I cannot. You are Dawn Servant, too disrespectful. It is to address you with your due title. It's Dawn Servant, I'm ordering you not to bother with formalities. Alright then, I won't bother anymore. I could more easily converse with a drunken alpaca. Thank you for helping Wuklama become Dawn Servant. Political opinions in our community may have been divided, but Dawn Servant's ascension presents us all with a prime opportunity, which I convinced everyone to participate in a commemorative sales campaign. A wonderful plan, no? My first big undertaking as a merchant. I do like the sound of a sale, so long as I'm not persuaded to buy too much. So good for you to see all of you again. I wanted to personally thank each of you for your help. The feat of reeds and the feat of gold were my first true tests as a claimant. If not for your guidance, I would have failed the rite of succession before I fully understood its importance. Now that you've given me a taste for celebrating culture, I can't wait to see what else Tulialo has to offer. And Zoctoral, for instance. As always, you must observe proper etiquette. I'd be happy to offer my services as a tutor should you desire them. I can think of no better instructor. I'll be sure to bring Kuana too. Your duties as Dawn Servant will be plentiful, but don't forget your promise to attend to Ihihana next season. Of course, I wouldn't miss it. When I made a name for myself as a merchant, I'll come by the palace and tell you all about my biggest sales. I look forward to it. I've been personally attending to your alpaca's care. Dare we hope to see you at the ranch again? Tell my fluffy, spit-filled friend that Wuklama will visit soon. Anyway, you'll have to excuse us. Oh, you haven't seen Fonjontaine around, have you? A tall, slim fellow with long, pointy ears? Still man matching the description by the weapons dealer in Bayside Bevy in the company of a moblin and a pair of Yakoi, if I remember correctly. Bayside Bevy, got it. Tacos? Thought we were getting tacos. Enjoy the festivities, everyone, and the tacos. But what about our tacos? Dawn Servant, Kieran, you honor us with your presence. Thank you for coming, everyone. I know the journey to Tulialo wasn't a short one. Long road worth the travel to congratulate new Dawn Servants. To hear the head of reason has passed brings me sorrow, but we who remember him will sure he lives on. May the accolades of this day be his offerings to the future he envisioned. The High Luminary and I attend on behalf of Warlar's Echo. Had our people come en masse, we would have been an obstruction. Nonsense, you're always welcome, all of you. This is your city as much as anyone's. Glad to see you hale and whole. I know little of the particulars. I can only imagine your latest adventure has been both long and colorful. Beginning with near shipwreck, if you'll remember. Here we stand, celebrating the ascension of your claimant. When my journey began, I thought only of preserving the peace that my father worked so hard to create. But the feat of pots and the feat of proof and the feat of ice showed me that peace is not simply the absence of war. Being able to live together in safety and happiness, that was what my father envisioned for this nation. That's the Tuliolo I want for you all. So I promise you this, as Dern's servant, I will do everything I can to bring that same happiness to the bands of Kozumoaka and the Akoi of Cherugar Saltern. I won't forsake them. So as moved by your father's influence, so too may the Charwagar come to accept your peace. Their beliefs have stood for a millennium. While not easily shifted, neither are they immutable. Well, I can be pretty determined. They'll come around eventually, mark my words. I can vouch for the efficacy of your such determination. Thanks to Malam's hospitality, I have been able to rediscover the joy of my craft and honor my father's legacy. Now that good living is secure, the village overflows with field smiles. Such cooperation between help hands and the potsworn is the very spirit of a healthy pot pact. A partnership like yours is bound to be fruitful. I look forward to seeing the fantastic pieces you produce. There are some other people I'd like to see, so we should take our leave. Let's try and find Hunmo Rook. Let's find tacos. The rocks? I believe I saw them on the sands below. The Gleam Sands, thank you. Enjoy your time in the city, and remember, this will always be your home too. Have gone through and I've done the entirety of the range DPS role quest. My, you honor us with a personal visit, Dawn Servant. Congratulations upon your ascension. No, none of that. My title may have changed, but I'm still Wuk Lamal. More than jest, I'd say. You have grown into a leader fit for this nation. Your father must be proud. I hope so, but big events like this make me wonder, you know? What my birth parents might say if they knew. I imagine they would say that it fills their hearts with joy to see the strong, compassionate woman you have become. I owe you my thanks as well for fulfilling your promise to me. I told Bakul Jaja to stay with us so we could all congratulate you in person. Maybe Marshoff muttered something about not being able to face you just yet. The boy needs purpose beyond catering to the demands of others. He was always too obliging for his own good. I'm sure he'll find it in his own time, especially if he knows his family's there for him. That we are. Bye. Have you seen Ketenram around anywhere? Or Tonqua, that is? Ketenram, was it? A strong name, if a bit exotic. We could have him before leaving Mamook, but he wasn't at home. I don't recall seeing him at the ceremony either. First Promise was notably absent as well, though I assumed he required time to salve his injured pride. Everyone thought he'd be the one to succeed Papa. My victory must have come as quite a shock to him. As for Tonqua, I'm sure he's around here somewhere, ready to appear when we least expect him. We'd best be going, but relax, enjoy, and make yourselves at home. And come and visit us anytime. Alright, I think I've found everyone I could find. Let's return to the others in the Winged Walk. We never got tacos. This is a disappointing failure. There was a promise of tacos, and then there was a severe lack of tacos. Now that's a Shakespeare reference. Okay, I do have them all. I just wanted to check to make sure. Welcome back. I hope you didn't rush on our account.
Seen everyone you wanted to see?
I have. Sorry for keeping you all. Now, there's just one last matter. What Kona spoke to you about. I'm sure he made it abundantly clear, but I'm completely serious. I want you to stay in Tulichola with me. I'm not forcing you, of course, but should you wish it, you'll always have a place here. Ah, that's right. This is for you. A permit granting passage to Chat which, as I recall, you've yet to see. An adventurer like you could hardly resist, no?
True.
I can't believe our journey is over already. You accepted me as a comrade and stood with me to the end. You have my eternal gratitude. Thank you. Well, I had better get going. I need to start learning all my official Dawn servant duties. I'll be sure to share what my old man says about the Golden City too, once he tells me. Till then, feel free to pass the time as you like.
For now, I will remain in Tural. There's someone I'd like to see before returning to Sharlayan.
What about the rest of you?
Alize and I also intend to remain a while longer. As educational as this experience has been thus far, we feel there are even more lessons to be had for Garlemald. By hearing about the peace your father facilitated, and then seeing you reforge relations with Mamuk, we were reminded of a profound truth. That is, acceptance begins with understanding.
And, like you demonstrated throughout the rite, there are unexpected yet effective ways for two sides to understand each other. The question is how to encourage it, and by seeing more of this nation born of unity, we hope to find some hints. Personally, I can hardly wait to learn more about the City of Gold. So, if I may, I'd like to stay in Tula Yolal as well.
By all means. Your rooms are at your disposal for as long as you need them.
And what of you? Thinking of touring Shaktural, perhaps?
Of course.
Of course. You're hardly the type to leave half a continent unexplored.
Then perhaps we could travel together? The person I intend to meet is my mentor, so I'll be visiting my hometown in Shaktural. If you have no particular destination in mind, I'd be happy to guide you en route.
Then it's farewell for now. Take care, all of you.
Kinda sad that we're all kind of, once again, going separate ways.
When you're ready, come and meet me at the Shaktural Skygate.
We're friends to the end, you hear me? Friends to the end!
Okay. Past these gates and over the bridge lies Jacques Toral. You have your permit, yes? Packed and ready? No last minute stops to make before we leave? Forgive me, I'm afraid traveling with our new Dawn servant may have scared me for life. Causing problems, is he? This is the gate to the Golden City? 2 decades ago, your father bade me transcribe a letter to a scholar across the Salt, petitioning the study of this place. We discovered it was something the Dawn Servant feared enough to seal away forever, or so we thought until the right's objective became the City of Gold. I think that Tonqua would be entrusted with its safe keeping. Had I known that doddering old fool carried a set of keystones, we might have spared ourselves those tiresome feats. Great power sleeps here, and with it you shall obtain your birthright. So you say, yet the new Dawn Servants succeeded where I could not. Taking their throne will be no easy task. The resilient son underestimates his own potential. There is no need for worry. I have liberated the key from the Dawn Servant's vault. You alone have the means to unlock the gate. You will gain all you are denied. The right, your father's shade. These better memories shall soon be forgotten. Seize your future, promise. Open the gate and become the ruler you are destined to be. Oh, she's not been in power for a day and already got a coup going on. Is someone there? Can you hear me? At last. Who's there? Show yourself. If only I could. Alas, this gate will not open for me. Only the key in your possession can connect us. Then you are the guardian of the city's great power. I do not claim this power is great, but the knowledge I possess is enough to realize any desire to remake worlds. Is that so? Fascinating. Name your price then. For my desire is the world itself. Yes, yes, the resilient sun rises. Together we shall create a nation worthy of our rule. Promise, why? Because he had no intention of sharing any shit with you. The useless tool is cast aside. Deliver me a new world, one that bends to my will. You're an idiot. As you wish, but in exchange. Aaronville is ready to set off. Ready to get underway? Then present your trail best to the guard and let us be off. You won't have to wait long to enjoy sightseeing. The bridge to Zak'Torol is a wonder in its own right. Gaze barred to all who save those with express permission from one of the Dawn servants. Signed by Val Waklama. My apologies. If you would wait here just a moment.
Shall we then? On the far side of that great bridge unfolded the wilds of Shaloni, where the sun guides in the Shitona tongue. A harsh guide, to be sure, with its blazing rays scorching the land and hardening its inhabitants. But sweeping change had come to the arid expanse when, beneath its red crust, vast deposits of ceruleum were discovered. Embracing this opportunity, Vau Kona supporters hurtle on, driven by dreams of a future illuminated by blue flame. It is here that our journey continues, our path taking us along winding roads of steel. Each length of track a declaration of hope and ambition. My home, Yasulani, lies past Shaloni. It will be a long journey, but the railroad should make it easier. As for the way to the train station, let's ride these fellows, shall we?
Certainly a different enemy. I mean, different mount. Short on Ronek? Afraid so. If one will suffice, I have a creature ready and waiting. If you need two, then you'll have to wait. The Roanoke have been acting strangely of late, more easily spooked and otherwise disagreeable. Picking up the few fit for renton's proven bothersome work. They're usually so docile, and the ones I saw earlier didn't appear to be unhealthy either. But much has changed since the last I was here. Not the best start to our journey. Still, the training isn't far. Seeing as we aren't in a hurry, let's go on foot. About that, sir. As well-traveled as you look, it's not only the Roanoke that have been giving us trouble. Other wildlife have shown signs of aggression too. I'm sure should return soon with one of our beasts. Stick around till they do, and I'll see you both on Roanoke for a safer trip. Your offer is much appreciated, but I don't think my friend here is particularly concerned about the wildlife. Not particularly thrilled about riding on those things, so. If you left now, waiting for the Roanoke would be faster than walking and safer besides. Back on the road before you know it, I promise. And there we have it. Right, change of plans. There's a small town nearby. We can pass the time there while waiting. Take your head into Hisutui, then I'll have a man bring the Roanoke over there. Just mind yourself when around the drunkards and troublemakers, eh? Kind of a western-looking area. Guessing this is what Bruno was referring to as the cowboy area. At least at a best guess, that's... Grab that real quick while we're right here. Last time I was here, it was a little more than a camp with a shop or three.
Well, well. It's become a proper town.
Places tend to do that from time to time.
Now hold on a minute.
Some sort of trouble.
I'm talking to you, you old bastard.
Give me strength. For the last time, the investigation is closed. There's no refuting the evidence.
I don't give a shit about your evidence, you lying scum. You release my friends, or I'll make you wish you had.
Let me remind you who the scum is here. Your friends, who had the temerity to point their firearms at me, the deputy chief of the Dust Watch. And after taking them into custody, what should we discover but incontrovertible proof that they had committed larceny? They will not be released until they've paid for their crimes.
I'd heard the peacekeeping force had been formed to deal with growing lawlessness. Seems the situation is bad indeed.
Still can't get up a fuss, eh? Sounds like poor Zekua needs his bottle.
Sure he wouldn't prefer his mama's teat?
That was not a line I was expecting to hear in a Squaresoft game. Or a Square Enix game.
Treat me like a child, will you? My friends haven't done anything wrong, damn it! They've been framed!
Oh, stubborn little runt. Listen here, Zekua. If you want to be treated like an adult, then you'd best comport yourself like one. That means respecting the rule of law. Order may be precarious here in Shaloni, but it can be had if each man does the right thing. And for those that don't, well, they have to answer to the Dust Watch. Now run along and think before you cast aspersions next time. Lest you hurt my feelings.
Okay, that guy's corrupt as shit.
Fine. If that's how it's gonna be.
I wouldn't if I were you.
Ah, good old Sinian finally shows up for the story.
Is that?
There's a time to fight and a time to withdraw. For you, that's now.
What? Hey!
What are you doing, Zekua? You better not be stirring up trouble.
That's exactly what he's doing.
Wahute, you sack of Ronek shit! This ain't over!
Ronek.
You hear me?
Okay. Ronek is what those things are called.
Wanna tell me what that was about?
Nothing that need concern you, sir. Zekua is simply struggling to come to terms with the low character of his friends. But for good measure, I'll have the men keep an eye on him.
Yes, you do that.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll go make my rounds.
I wasn't expecting to see your faces among the crowd. Talk is rife there's a new Dawn servant. Take it you found it then. The Golden City.
Yes, we did.
Aye, the contest is over. And as I needed to return home to Yasulani, I offered to show our friends some of Shaktural. What brings you north?
Nothing in particular. Just seeing what there is to see. Gulul Jaja compensated me rather generously for our duel. I'll be able to enjoy a comfortable life on the road for the foreseeable future. But for now, I shall be moving on. Oh, by the way, I recommend you try the Sabatender. They may not look it. They're surprisingly delicious.
But we don't serve Sabotender here.
No sooner do we set out than we run into excitement. At least no one was hurt. This Duskwatch has their work cut out for them. For as long as I can remember, all disputes, big or small, were settled by dueling. People with Shaloni rarely saw eye to eye, and for better or worse, it was the simplest way to settle differences. Since most would sooner not risk their lives, though, it encouraged parties to pursue peaceful resolutions in a roundabout fashion. The Deathwatch was likely established by supporters of Kona, preferring peace by being forced to the formal rule of law. A reasonable stance, all things considered. If things ever got out of hand, the Landsguard would be forced to step in. What freedom they have now would be lost under Zerol Jaw's authority. All which is to say, unless a lengthy stay in a jailhouse bills you, be mindful of how you handle your arms in town. Erva would not dither about for long. I should like to think the stableman has arrived with the Ronek by now. I'll go ahead to check. If you still want to have a look around, then be my guest. Come find us when you've had your fill. The friend, I take it. Sorry to have kept you both waiting. Unruly wildlife's not really the only source of recent distress, I'm afraid. Also been a rise in robberies targeting merchants as a result. We've got a lengthy list of folks wanting to use our Ronek. So I have to ask you to stop at Shoshonizi Springs. That's right, of course, but why haven't the Duskwatch dealt with this banditry? Kamaka and his fellows are doing what they can, but they reckon the bandits are operating as a gang. Round them all up's easier said than done. If you have nothing of value, you'll want to take care. Or if you have anything of value, you'll want to take care. Thank you for the warning. We'll be sure to stay vigilant. Right then. If you're ready to set off, I'll see you on your way. Ready then? Set up. Your friend seems to know the way, so I won't bother giving you directions. Few reliable opportunities to replenish water supplies. Travelers turn to Napoli tenders. Not just water on their stems, mind. Their fruits are also said to be both nutritious and delicious. See that hole there? Some might hope to find water there, but it is brimming with ceruleum. The eruption from within make for a spectacle, inspiring cautionary tales of people who wandered too close. The Wallachie, meanwhile, showed great reverence to ceruleum and its blue flames. But that is a discussion of another time. We're here. No sooner did we dismount than the next passengers are already on their way. They really are short on Ronik. Now then. This is Shishonuizi Springs. Perhaps the change came to Hishwazi's was surprising enough, but this is no less impressive. They've achieved a great deal in the 3 years I've been away. The station on the eastern side of town, but there should still be time for the next train departs. If you don't mind, I'd like to pay a visit to an old friend of my mentor. Liette is her name, and if she learned that I passed through without saying a word, she'd never let me hear the end of it. She set out from our village some 10 years ago, hoping to earn coin as she traveled about Tyrol. I can assume she too came here seeking greater opportunities. In any case, let us see if we can find her. Her blue hair should make her easy to spot. Yes, I'm Liette. And who might you be? She is my friend. Could it be? Goodness, it is. Oh, Aaron? Aaronville, yes. Man groaned. You were such a darling little thing as a child. You know, it's only been 3 years since last we spoke. Really? Only 3? I suppose it all starts to get hazy after a while, living as long as we do. Well, this is Liette. She's known my mentor since they were children. Nice to meet you. Never thought I'd see the day when you travel with company. You really have grown. Elena Shipya. Guessing that's his full name. Alright, I was born that. I adopted a new name when I became a gleaner. One that adheres to Eastern VR conventions so as to avoid drawing attention. Given that this is a homecoming, it was only a matter of time before you found out. Nevertheless, I'd appreciate it if you would continue using my chosen name. I can do that. Homecoming. You know, I've been thinking of paying the old stamping grounds a visit myself. It'd be good to see Kasuya again. She's the finest archer I know. Eline Shipia's mother and mentor. Every time I dropped by, she'd treat us to a veritable feast prepared with fresh game she'd hunted herself. You're impressive with the bow, too, Liat, even among the Shitona. Oh, I couldn't compare her to Kasui, but her skill at arms pales in comparison to her knowledge of nature. That's what earned her a place among Gulu Jaja's traveling companions, after all. Just a moment here. She was always the inquisitive sort, but her journey across the realm lit a fire in her. Even after Elle was born, she often left him in my care so that she could embark on another expedition in search of the unknown. Oh, how you would cry and beg her to take you along. It must have been hard on you. Liat, please. What, we're all friends here, aren't we? No matter how many times he asked, the answer was always the same. You can come when you prove you're a true explorer. Thus did she task me with finding the Golden City. Despite my best efforts, all paths led nowhere. I assumed it was but a dreamer's fancy, a plot to goad me into experiencing the wider world. But it was real, and we found it. You found it? As part of the rite of succession, I assumed everyone had heard. That's amazing. Oh, she'll be thrilled. And eager to bombard me with questions, no doubt. Well, we should be on our way. Thank you so much for stopping by. Give my best to Kasui. Help! I need help! What's this about? We'll investigate. Please wait here. No doubt these are the infamous local bandits. Please, you have to help. I've been robbed. It's Namika, Weklama's nursemaid. Aaronville, Kyrian. Come in closer and we'll slit her throat from ear to ear. If you so much as nick her skin, you won't live to regret it. Oh, yeah? Hold on, did he say this is Weklama's nursemaid? Maybe this ain't such a good idea. Take the goods to the boss, we'll deal with this. Please, you have to give it back. Oh, shit. We gotta deal with these idiots and we gotta go chase her down. I'm going after Namika. This lot I leave to you. Cocky bastard. I'll hang him by the ears and feed the old woman to the dogs. We can deal with them later. First, we need to put this one in the dirt. It's like, why are you not shooting at him? We're dead if the boss finds out. Thank you. I don't know what I could have done without you. The band managed to get away, but I have an idea of where they're headed. You said they stole something from you? A bracelet. It was a parting gift from Waklama. I see. Close as you two were, I can only imagine how much it meant to you. What brings you all this way? The right of succession ended, and Waklama crowned the next Dawn servant. She is ready to stand on her own. Told her as much, and have my plans to return home to Yslani. She gave me the bracelet that I might always remember our time together. Filled me with such joy, I wanted everyone to know, everyone to see this wonderful gift given to me by the vow of resolve, and now it's gone. I would have let them take every coin to my name if only they'd left me that bracelet. I'd ask what you intend to do, but I know that look. Please, you mustn't put yourself in harm's way for my sake. That's just what we do. I assure you, no harm will come to us. We'll make certain of that. I understand your methods can be brutal, but it would be wise to show some restraint, lest you find yourself on the wrong side of the law. Perhaps I should come as well, to be sure all proceeds as it should. I don't know what to say. I can see why Waklama puts so much faith in you both. For anything else, let's see her back to Sheshonuizi Springs. She'll be safer in town. And with the Liat there to keep an eye on her, we should have nothing to worry about. Thank you, both of you. Wait, I don't think I ever synced with this Aetherite, so let's do that here before we do anything else. Yep, I was being dumb. So now we're in a Western movie at this point. Anvil told me what happened. You needn't worry about Namika. If those bastards should find us, I'll kick up a fuss and see them driven off. The bracelet meant everything to her, and those bastards couldn't care less even if they knew. Makes me sick. At least she's safe, and now you'll set things right. Anvil's composed demeanor belies his eagerness to help Namika. Alright, let's go and recover that bracelet. While I have nothing but contempt for these bandits, as this involves a gift from Waklama, we must be mindful how our actions might reflect upon her. I doubt Namika would find joy in the return of said gift if lives were taken in the process. If it comes to violence, I ask that you stop short of killing them. The rest we can leave to the Dusk Watch. Or the Dust Watch. Well, now that makes me think you're strong. Really strong. Are you? I see you misunderstood. I'm not questioning your abilities. As a matter of fact, that science is the sort of response I'd expect from a peerless warrior. Your curiosity has been sated. Then please indulge mine. Is there anything you can tell us about these bandits? Let's see. Well, of late there's been talk about some unsavory types coming and going from Tonatinwa to the southwest. Is that old mine town that was abandoned? That's one. Now that the petroleum extraction is big business, no one wants to waste their time picking at the dried up veins there. Sounds like a perfect lair for bandits, not to mention that the one with the bracelet fled in that direction. So you'll be investing in the place? I can let the Dust Watch know if you like. No, not yet. It would be best if we went alone. There's something I'd like to ascertain if you've no objections. Right then, let's be off. Seems the bandits have claimed this place for themselves. They made no attempt to conceal their presence. How can the Dust Watch not have noticed this? Because the Dust Watch is in on it. Or Dust Watch. Question for another time. First we must find the bracelet. Let's see the bandit who had it. Perhaps they're in one of the buildings. Ramshackle as they are, it should prove a simple thing to eavesdrop on anyone inside. If you would go and have a look about, I'll keep watch for trouble. Don't know where we'd be without him. Probably shoveling sand, praying we'd strike it rich. Ain't that the truth? Only an idiot would work the mines with easier money to be had. Not that we've got a boss who can keep the dust watch off our backs. Hey, watch what you say. The wind's got a way of carrying secrets to the wrong ears. Maybe so, but who'd ever believe one of them sane souls was running our crew? That drunk who bought your story about the gold-shitting alpaca, am I right? Ooh, well that's right. Well, we're right here. We might as well grab that. Let me out of here, you bastard. Shut your mouth, you sniveling little brat. Make me. I'll get you all back for framing my friends. The vulture most of all, you tell him he can eat shit. How about we give you the chance to tell him yourself? We'll see how tough you are then. For a pack of prize you're gonna love, boss. Have a look at this bracelet. Beautiful, ain't it? Bet it was made by a famous artisan. You idiot, how are we supposed to remove something like this without attracting attention? Boss, please, please, I'm sorry. Reckon we could find a sailor who won't ask questions. Sell it for a song. Here, your reward, and don't bring me this kind of grief again. I won't, boss. Thank you. Finished, are you? Let's retreat for now. So, are you able to learn anything? Their leader is a man of the Dust Watch? That's why these bandits have been able to do as they please, and you say they gave the bracelet to him? Seems we have our work cut out for us. Did you hear anything else of note? Zikowa, that's the boy who confronted one of the officers in town, isn't it? You say they threatened to take him to speak with the Vulture, their leader's alias, no doubt? Fitting for a man who preys on the helpless. Well then, not only do we have a better idea of who's behind the recent rash of robberies in Hesutwai, but we also know he has the bracelet. Trading without bloodshed will prove difficult, though, if he's that quick to point a gun at his own underlings. The direct approach may have served you well in the past, but won't suffice here. Wuti is the deputy chief of the Dust Watch. He could claim you were criminals in all this. We're the criminals on this, and no few people would believe him. I might have a plan. There's a small settlement to the southeast of here. Meet me there and I'll explain everything. Wonder if we can fish in those. If we're to retrieve the bracelet without conflict, it won't be done barging in through the front door. We'll have to lure him out. For that, we'll avail ourselves of Yahisiwa, dragon-like creatures that live to the south of here. It's their breeding season, you see, and the males will flock to the scent of a female in heat. With a few ingredients to sample their feces, I can create an attractant that resembles this scent when burned. We can lure into the bandit's hideout, fleshing out the vulture and his gang. Then, while they contend with our flying friends, we can sneak in and search for the bracelet. Afraid I must ask you to collect the excrement. While you see to that, I will go and procure the remaining ingredients. Before you say anything, I do not ask this because of any aversion to feces. It's going to be easier for me to find the specific species of wild plants we require. Here, take these 3 pouches. See them filled, and I will handle the rest. Just so I can try and get the experience for discovering a new area. Finished already, are we? Excellent, this will do nicely. All's left is to mix the feces with tumbleclaw fibers, dried napoli tender roots, and a generous helping of animal fat. Come, let's get back to Tonatin and Wawi. Everything's ready. Time to set our plan into motion. Emerald's gaze is fixed on the bandits' hideout. A fair number appear to be gathered inside. Now's our chance. I'll keep watch from here. The attraction I leave to you. Toss in the bonfire near the middle of the town. The dinosaurs will come soon after. What's that smell? Oh, that reeks. What did you put in the fire? Wasn't me, I swear. Oh, did something die? Someone explain that ungodly stench to me? I'm getting up real quick just to... I need something to drink. Boss, over there. Ah! So the smoke's what drew them here. I swear, when I found out who did this... I'd say our friends have stirred up enough trouble. Time to retrieve the bracelet. Hey, what's going on out there? I'm still in here in case you've forgotten. Sit tight. We'll be back for you. What? You gotta get me out of here now. They're going to kill me. I'm begging you, please. They'll hear you. Probably a little late for that. Shit, who was that? Hey, are you going to help me or what? Bracelet must wait. Let's bring him out in withdrawal for now. I don't want to after he just fucked everything up. All that after not to show for it. Sorry about that, but damn, I didn't think anyone would have had the balls to take on the Vulture. No need to apologize. We were planning to save you eventually. Really? I don't even know who you are. You're secret admirers of mine or something? No. I'm just having fun with you, but I do appreciate the help. This man they call the Vulture, I've seen his face before. Was he not the officer you confronted in town? The one the same. When he's not masquerading as a gang leader, he serves as deputy chief of the Dust Watch. That explains why the bandits are so confident they can avoid capture. You're trying to get back something the Vulture stole, right? Let me help. It's the least I can do after you bailed me out back there. I have an idea where he's hid his cash. Reckon he's headed there now, too. We can go together. I've got a score to settle with him myself. I don't doubt you that you do, but we need to know what it is first. Will you tell us? Right, so the bandits at Tonatiwi, they're called Daybreakers, and it was me and my friends that founded the group. But it wasn't a gang of cutthroats, not back then. We just wanted to protect people who couldn't protect themselves. Kids being harassed by bullies, workers being exploited by the mining concern, folks who needed help to even the odds. That was 3 years ago, and whenever we found someone scheming in the shadows, we settled matters the best way we knew how. With a duel. I see. By the old laws, anyone who loses in a duel must be held to account for their crimes, even those in positions of authority. We made damn sure they did, every time. Before we knew it, our small band of friends commanded a force to be reckoned with. Then, about a year ago, the Vulture and his thugs showed up. They got the better of us and took over the Daybreakers. Everyone was afraid of him, so they did his bidding without question. But when he showed them how they could make a fortune easily, that was when he really won them over. Now the Daybreakers is nothing but a bunch of bandits and cutthroats who prey on the people it was created to protect. I talked it over with my friends, Quickana and Luwing, and we all agreed the only way to stop him was to challenge him to a duel. He accepted. I still remember how he glowed that he'd win. But then, when the day came, he showed up with the Dust Watch and had my friends arrested on charges of robbery. As if that was enough, he set their bail at a price no one could ever hope to pay. With them locked away, there was no one left to help me. None of my old friends from the Daybreakers, and certainly not from the Dust Watch. And that's why you're ready to challenge him in the middle of town. I was until that guy with the spear stopped me. No sooner had I stepped out of town than the Vulture's minions caught me by surprise. They took me prisoner, then, well, you know the rest. So the Dust Watch would be of no help? Are they all working for the Vulture then? No, not all of them. The sheriff, Kamaka, he's as honest as they come, a staunch keeper of the peace. Problem is, he's a little too trusting and doesn't suspect a thing. If it were my word against the deputy chiefs, who do you think he'd believe? Well, if he knows where this vulture keeps his spoils, perhaps he can help us recover Namika's bracelet. What do you think? For what's worth, I have a plan, but I can't do it alone. A plan? All I ask is that you hear me out, but not here. I'll be waiting for you at the springs. I guess we can decide what to do after he gives us the pitch. Or no, wait, we're close enough to where I can just... Good, you're here. This is where he hides his loot. I expect he'll show up soon. Aaronville looks expectantly for weekday. Well, well, look who it is. Storing stolen goods here seems risky, but I suppose it's an option for someone with his authority. Yeah, he moves the spoils in cerulean barrels where no one would think to look. They're mixed in with regular shipments of fuel to Tuliolo, where they're sold off. Say he stole a bracelet of yours, right? If he knows you're on his tail, chances are he'll be eager to get what he can for it. But I doubt he'd trust a lack with that business, given the provenance of the piece. No, I'll wager he's not letting that bracelet out of his sight till he's got coin in hand. I'm not sure what to make of you after back there, but I'm glad to see you're more than an impulsive child. Oh, well, not my finest hour, I'll admit. But there's a lesson in that. The vulture's a slippery bastard. If we're going to catch him, we need to back him into a corner with hard evidence. That's my plan. First, we need to lure him away from here, over to who would be ideal. For that, I need one of you to help me. This will buy time for the other to search the barrels for any stolen goods. Using that, we'll expose him as a criminal. There's no way to tell if carrying the bracelet regardless will be time enough to find it once he's behind bars. Well, won't he simply feign innocence? Oh, he'll try, and that's when I'll challenge him to a duel. A duel? That approach didn't work out so well for your friends, as I recall. True, but unlike before, I'll challenge him in front of the whole town. That way he won't be able to wriggle out of it like before. Every man, woman, and child of the wilds understands the importance of duels and the old laws. The deputy chief would never disgrace himself by refusing. I think it's a dumb plan, but okay. Wouldn't you be breaking the law by using a firearm in town? Sounds like we'd be using live rounds, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. What's important is that I got him to get him to duel with as many witnesses as possible. When he loses, and he will lose, that'll be the end of the vulture. The plan is not without flaws, but what do you think? I don't agree with the plan. I don't like the plan. I don't think the plan's going to work, but if it gets us the bracelet back, That bracelet's really important to you, huh? Don't worry, I'll see it to you back. I'll see to it you get it back. If you're satisfied, then so am I. I knew I could count on you. I was seen in Tonatin and Wawi, so it's probably best I stay and search the barrels. Then you're with me. Tell the vulture I tried to rob you, but you managed to overpower me. Even if he suspects a trap, he won't be able to resist taking the bait. You want to buy your friend as much time as possible. Make your way to Hasutuwawi. Once you've got the vulture there, I'll take care of the rest. Alright then, let's get to it. The we see while we're likely that Shitona's doing. What's his angle? And then there's that brat. It's the past time I dealt with him. A gentle poke. What's this? An unfamiliar face in these parts. Do you need the Dust Watch, miss? What? Zikawa tried to rob you, but you apprehended him? I see. So desperate was he to see his friends free from prison, he turned to a life of crime. How awful. Yeah, my sincerest thanks. Might I trouble you to take me to him? Not that this is an appropriate time for me to play tour guides, but if you insist. Springs is home to a thriving cerulean mining industry. The prospect of easy coin has attracted some undesirables, though. Yeah, like you. What's it? I know, no matter what, unless someone was actually able to pronounce it for me a couple times, I don't think I'd ever get it right. Is this place? I don't see him. I see. Very well. Lead on. There's gold in these fields. Blue gold. Best be wary of the beasts in these parts. They may prefer to snack on cerulean, but for you, I reckon they'd make an exception. Is this the place then? This some sort of joke of all the... Let's keep moving. Sunbears can jump. This better be the place. My patience is wearing awfully thin. Being at the next place we stop, I may be forced to do something you and I would both dearly regret. I think it's going to be more that you regret. Unless you'd rather I feed you one raw needles and all, cut the chit chat. Why did I do that? I didn't mean to. Alright, where is he? I don't see him anywhere. Where is the Koa? Don't know where he is, or I'll bury you in the same grave. That's it. I've had it with these games, and I've had it with you. Hey, you looking for me? If you want to place me under arrest, you'll have to work a little harder. You'll be begging for a cell by the time I'm done with you.
Wahoote! Finally caught up to me, I see.
Well, well, if it isn't our young outlaw. You've taken up stealing, I'm told. Can't say I'm surprised about that, but I am surprised that you'd offer yourself up to be arrested.
Sorry to disappoint, but you're the one who's going to answer for their crimes today.
Hey, that's my jewelry!
And my bag! So you found the stolen goods. That's fine work.
This barrel was at Shishenowetsi Springs, mixed in with others bound for Tuliyola. The Landsguard would have presumed it part of the regular ceruleum shipments and waved it through. And once it reached its destination, it would have been retrieved, and its contents sold for coin.
The audacity. Do we know who's behind this?
As fortune would have it, I spied the leader of this operation being handed one of the stolen items. A bracelet, which Vau Wuklamat had intended for her nursemaid, Namika.
It was from the Vow of Resolve?
Oh, you've seen it then?
No, no, never. And if I knew who had it, I would have arrested the scoundrel.
Uh-huh. Sure you would have.
What's the meaning of this, Wuhute?
Wuhute.
It's a setup, sir. I have the bracelet, yes, but I only 'cause I found it. I swear.
Uh-huh.
They're the real criminals. They concocted this scheme to frame me, so they could get me out of the picture.
Uh-huh. Sure we did.
If you feel your honor's at stake, there's always the old-fashioned way. The law which folks have used to settle their differences for generations.
You don't mean...
Wuhute, I challenge you to a duel. The winner is right, the loser is wrong. Doesn't get simpler than that.
Yeah, have at it.
Let your pistols do the talking!
Please, do you honestly believe you can goad me into playing your game?
You refuse then? A baby alpaca's got more fight than you.
All right, boy. But remember, you asked for this.
Come on, Zakawa! Give him what for!
Shouldn't we stop him, Chief? Even if it's just rubber bullets, we're in the middle of town.
Be quiet. Just watch.
Oh, you little shit!
Looks like you've gotten slow in your old age, Vulture.
You and I are going to have a long talk.
I think he got the perfect voice for being a sheriff in a western town. I mean, not the perfect voice. There have been better ones, but they would have cost way too much money for something like this. But it is a very good voice.
I apologize for dueling in the middle of town. If you want to lock me up, then lock me up. But please, let my friends go. They've done nothing wrong.
You drew your gun within town limits. But Wuhute drew first. Far as I'm concerned, you acted in self-defense. You're free to go. As are your friends.
Ha! You're not such a bad guy after all.
Just a man of the wilds, like you. But to think that Wihute had taken control of the Daybreakers, it pains me that it happened right under my nose.
What are you gonna do about his crew? Some of them are still in Tonatenui.
Tonatenui?
Those who have broken the law will be taken into custody. But those who haven't will be given the chance to resume walking the straight and narrow. What about you, Zakua? What do you intend to do now?
Why, what I've always done. Protect the weak and help the helpless. The old-fashioned way.
Here, this was Vawuk Lamott's gift for someone, wasn't it?
Yes, a person very dear to her.
I suppose this is where we go our separate ways. My thanks again for your help apprehending the vulture.
That ended up being rather more complicated than expected, but all's well that ends well. Finally, it's over. Couldn't have brought him to justice without your help, but I don't know how I'll ever repay you. Aaron was relieved to see everything set to rights. Now that we have the bracelet, let us return to Shishinowizi Springs. You'll be staying there long? I'd like to give you a proper thanks after I find my friends. We weren't planning on it, but there's no need to rush. We'll see you at the springs then. My bracelet. Thank you. Thank you so much. Ah, shit. Truly, Wuklama is blessed to have such devoted friends. Well, I wouldn't put it quite that way. I prefer to think of us more as long-standing acquaintances. Regardless of how you choose to describe it, there's no denying the depths of your bond. I'm sure you'll continue to do so. Can't say I'm surprised the Deputy Chief turned out to be the bandit's leader. I always knew something wasn't right about him. An easy claim to make with the gift of hindsight. There you are. The real Daybreakers have arrived. I'd like you to meet my two best friends, Quikana and Luwine. If it wasn't for you believing in Zakova and doing what you did, we'd still be locked up. You have no idea how satisfying it was to see that bastard Wihute put behind bars. We never gave up hope that Zakova would find a way to get us out. He always was the best of the Daybreakers. Glad he was able to convince you to go along with his plan. Unfortunately, our group was smaller now and lacking strength. Besides, outlaws might see us as an easy target. And so, if anyone give the Dust Watch the slip, the Daybreakers will be there. We'll train night and day so no one will get the better of us ever again. Isn't that right? Right, and you'll teach us how to draw your pistols so fast, won't you? Well, we don't need to duel if it all goes as it should. But on the off chance it doesn't, we best make sure everyone can match or beat my speed. We owe you a great debt, and one of these days I'll be sure to repay it. On that you have my word. Till we meet again. Yo, excuse me, I shall find a quiet place to rest. As I'll be here a while yet, though, do let me know if there's any way I can be of assistance. Are you not planning to take the train home? Oh, train service has been suspended, didn't I tell you? No. You mentioned no such thing. Something about the tracks being damaged in the last quake. The tunnel was closed as well. An earthquake? It must have happened when we were still down south. There were quite a few tremors of late, and a rather large one struck not long before you two arrived. I can only hope no one was hurt. At any rate, if you want to know when the service will resume, you could speak with the station master yourself. Let's do that. The station is just over there. Seems people weren't too happy about the train delays.
I'm so sorry, but we're not sure when the train will be running again.
You've got to be joking. Of all the places to get stuck at on the way.
Please don't tell me you've come to complain too.
We heard that the earthquake had caused disruptions and wanted to ask when operations would resume. But I see that it will be a while yet.
I'm afraid so. Too few hands for too much work. It's time-consuming enough to inspect the tracks after every quake, but this last one we got after the succession ceremony was massive. Made a mess of a whole bunch of railroad ties.
The succession ceremony? We would have been in Tuliolal at the time. If it was as violent as you say, we should have felt it as well.
I have to admit, it was a touch strange, having seen my fair share of tremors. If I had to describe it, it felt more like the rumbling from an explosion.
Great.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Seriously? You're offering to help?
What about you, my friend? If you'd rather strike out on your own, I understand.
Though, if you were willing to lend us a hand, too, we'd be truly tremendously grateful. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm Shenza, by the way. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. If you would please step inside, I can introduce you to everyone.
Excuse me?
Sorry for dragging you into this.
There they are. That's them, the 2 volunteers. Walika is our station master, and over there is our top driver, Nitoikwe. And this grizzled mug is Zapia, an engineer who joined around the same time as me.
Much obliged for the help. I'll make it worth your while, I promise.
Something the matter?
Trolleys? They're fine, I suppose, but they're no match for our cerulean-powered engine.
She's absolutely glorious, let me tell you. If you'd like to bask in her beauty, well, you should visit the depot behind the platform.
Right then. What I'd like you two to do is help us procure timber. We'll be using it to fashion new railroad ties, so it needs to be the strongest stuff we can get. In these parts, that means the trees in the Piata-Yonan Plain. It is Hetsaro territory, though, so we need to get their permission first. Come on, no time to waste.
Though no small number live in Shalona, I must confess I've never visited the homes of the Hetsaro. As they largely live in accordance with older traditions, I suspect they may have a dim view of the railroads. Well, we finally went up a level on the quest. Anvil is eager to be off to the Purionon Plain. Come, let's follow Walika. There's not a station on the way, so be sure to drop in. The train will be in the depot, but you can still see it from the outside. Quite taken with the sleek design of the head end myself, though if you peek through the windows you can probably catch a glimpse of... Enough jabbering, Shinza. Thanks to these two, we finally have some real work to do, so let's get to it. We'll see you later. So there's no home and stopping at the station. It's on the way, after all. No, wait, I read my directions wrong. Perfect music to go here. Absolutely perfect music for here. Let's confess the train is an impressive sight. How easy it must be to ship goods through the wilds now. Right, what zone should be to the northeast of here? Let's continue on. Guys, we're going to where that ether rate is. At least that'd be my guess. I mean, it'd be a fairly educated guess, but... Wild Ronick. Ah, there you are. The village is just up ahead. Truth be told, I've never had direct dealings with the people of Mawatsoan, but I do know that their traditions mean a great deal to them, as does the land. Ah, such lovely clean air. Feels like a treat after the overpowering ceruleum of the springs. Waters nearby are just as pristine. It's a paradise for people and animals both. I'm glad you appreciate the blessings of nature as we do. Greetings, travelers, and welcome. I am Huato, chief of Mawatsoan, and this is my son, Shepeto. Pleasure to meet you. I thank you for the warm welcome, and apologize for our sudden intrusion. I am Walika, station master of Xoctoral Railing. The recent earthquakes has damaged our tracks, and we require timber to make repairs. This is Kyrian and Aaronville, who have volunteered to assist us with the restoration effort. Your most curious air about you, of oil and steel, tanned leather, and the faintest hint of meadows awash with unfamiliar flora. I gather you are not from these lands. Truly, I'd love to know more of you and the lands you have seen. I'm told your people hold your traditions in the highest, yet I gather you are curious about those of others as well. But of course, nature is boundless, as is our love for her lands and her children. The Hetso in particular have done much to guide our way of life. Where to hunt, to gather, to lay our heads. The Hetso teach us all these things and more. It's for that reason I believe that we are attuned to the shifting winds around us. I see. That word Hetso, it means leader of souls. In the Hetsaro tongue, does it not? Does. There are many creatures revered as Hetso among the Hetsaro. Here we look to the Ronek for guidance. However, as you may have gleaned from our use of aetherites, while we are committed to our traditions, this does not mean we reject all outside influences. That said, there are certain things that gives us pause. We will furnish you with the timber you require, but first, as neighbors in this land, we ask that you indulge us in a discussion. We'd be glad to, of course. Wonderful. We do not often receive guests come such a long way, and my son is always so delighted to hear their tales. Now, if you'll follow me... Oh, lookout point. We'll grab that while we're right here. I will speak frankly. We fear the winds of change will soon bring misfortune to the land. The Ronek have made the potential for danger plain. As you may have heard, their temperament has become erratic of late. Someone near Hoswatwi mentioned that. Do you know what has caused this? We have our suspicions. Since others were drawn to this land by ceruleum, Shalona Loni has undergone a transformation. And the railroads are part of that. As strong and resilient as they may seem, Ronek are sensitive creatures. The roar of the train as it thunders through the plains may well cause them distress. As my father said, we do not necessarily reject outside influences or innovations, but on this we can't help but worry. Understandably, I thank you for being forthright. This matter concerns not only the Hetaro, but all of Shaloni. Perhaps we should bring it to the attention of Valkona. Valkona, you say? We know him only through rumors, but he's apparently, how shall I put this, hard-headed and aloof. He values technological advancement and efficacy to the detriment of all else. Mind your tongue, Shepeto. While there is a grain of truth to the rumors, he is not nearly as bad as they make him out to be. So, in the course of traveling with them, you witness some change with your own eyes? Fought beside Valkona in the Rite of Succession. I take her word over rumors. You took part in the Rite of Succession? You're that close to the Dawn Servants? I was grateful for any help, but had no idea I'd recruit a bona fide hero. If only you knew half the shit we'd done. The succession of Dawn Servants filled us with uncertainty for the future, but there's clearly much we do not know. On this particular occasion, the winds of change are not meant to be feared. No, we must open our hearts and minds that we might see Valkona for who he truly is. Do you think he might visit someday? Just as Father offered us guidance, I'm hopeful that he will do the same. Thank you for hearing and allaying our concerns. I'm glad we could speak. As for your timber, we have freshly cut logs near the lake. Please take all that you require. We're terribly grateful. I promise we'll keep the Ronek foremost in our minds as we continue working on the railroad. If needs be, we'll seek Valkona's counsel. Why, thanks again for your time in the timber. We shall endeavor to return the favor. I hope to see you again soon. Actually, I should also go attune to the Aetherite here. We have more than enough timber to fix the ties. Now we need to transport to the station, which will be a bit more involved than I thought. I didn't expect we'd be given so much. Mind waiting here a spell while I round up a few more hands and a Ronek? I won't be long. I'm glad that went well. Thankfully, it seems we won't need to make several trips for the timber. Anvil regrets the pile of timber with undisguised wariness. Oh wait, we could get started moving the timber somewhere more accessible. Shouldn't take long if we split the work. Yeah, we can just do this, apparently. I should think this will be enough. That was mighty kind of you to move all that lumber. Sorry we didn't make it back sooner. Well, we'll see to the rest. Once we repair the tracks, we'll have you on the first train out of town. Ain't that right, Chief? As much as I'd love to make it so, there aren't any spots available. You'll have to wait for one after, I'm afraid. But you'll be riding free of charge. It's the least we can do to repay your kindness. That's fine. Namika and no few others were here long before we arrived. It's only right they go before us. I hope you'll still stop by and see the train off. It's a breathtaking sight, let me tell you. And to Wiku will be driving. No engineer compares to her, and it's always a treat to watch her work. The only work we should be worrying about is our own, Shinza, and we've still more to do. I'll find somewhere quiet near the station to pass the time. If there's anything else in Shalona you're keen to see, I'll leave you to it. No, I'm... Had your fill of the sights? Well, they appear to have almost finished.
Glorious grand machine indeed. I hope Namika was able to secure a seat.
Here she comes!
Thanks to you, we managed to resume service much faster than anticipated. You have our gratitude.
There's nothing so enchanting as a cerulean-powered engine in motion.
Ain't that the truth? Don't think I'll ever tire of watching them chugging along. They make wagons look like toys.
And so long as we can lay the tracks, she can go on and on and on. Before you know it, she'll be crossing the entire continent.
Railroads are a somewhat recent addition to Tural. As it stands, we can only ferry folks as far as Yasolani. And from an operational standpoint, we still have much to learn. There's always some problem or another to deal with. But we'll keep working at it. We'll hone our craft and continue expanding till one day, our trains are running coast to coast. That's the ultimate dream. Goodness, I completely lost track of time. By now, I expect the train will be nearing Yasolani. When it returns, we'll see you on your way. So if you've got any preparations to make, you better make them quick.
Oh, that can't be good.
Not another one? You can't be serious.
More than an earthquake, it's a fucking lightning storm to go with it.
Gods have mercy.
That isn't good.
What in the flying? What's happening?
Oh, the train! Nitobekwe and the others!
My home lies that way as well.
We're going to investigate. Right now!
That's gotta be something from the Golden City. Zoro Jaw's behind this nonsense.
What in the world? Are they heading for Tuliolal? Heavens forfend.
You're here. Good, good. They came from the sky and attacked without any warning. The people need our help.
Can you stand?
Try to remain calm, everyone.
Yeah!
What the?
I don't know what they are, but they're not men.
Help me! Please! Oh! Oh!
Bastard!
Huh?
What did it just do?
Wokół Jaja.
Thank you.
Save the things. Just get to safety. I'll hold the line here. Fall back to the palace. Quickly, before it's overrun.
Thank you, Bakul Jaja.
This is simply how I do things now. So, who wants to taste my blade next?
Gotta say, all the stuff looks neat, but
That you should still live.
Zoralcha?
By the gods, what has happened to you?
This is your butchery, isn't it? After everything you've done in service to the throne, how could you betray us?
My demand is simple. The dissolution of Tuli Yolal and surrender of all its territories. Refuse, and I will kill every last one of you.
Have you gone mad?
No. My ambition remains unchanged. To teach the masses the folly of war, that they cry out for peace, and thus unite the world.
What has changed you so much, and in so short a time? To harm the very people you swore to serve. This is an unforgivable deed. committed by my son. My son!
You have heard my ultimatum.
Your ultimatum sucks.
You will have my answer. By my hands, I will end your madness.
Papa, wait! I should be the one to do this.
No. His sins are mine to bear.
Fear not. Ozoralja is strong. He has never been Father's equal in combat.
Yeah, but he's got all kinds of new tech.
I believed you long dead. To have the chance to kill you myself is an unforeseen blessing.
Farewell, Zoralja, my son. And forgive me.
He's going to get right back up.
What? Despite his old age, the mighty Gulul Jaja remains a fearsome foe indeed. You retain the vitality of two souls, despite the passing of one. I shall even the odds.
Don't know exactly how his powers are working, but...
Even the blessed are mortal.
Father!
are no match for me.
Murderer. On my honor, as vow of resolve, I'll make you pay!
So the once faint-hearted girl would live up to her title. Very well. If only to demonstrate the disparity between us, I give you a chance to prove yourself. Rally the entirety of your strength. Lay siege to my kingdom. Strike me down, like I did father. Then, will you be his worthy successor?
Zralcha, wait!
My warships will remain in your skies. When you fail to prove your worth, I shall order them to lay waste to Tuli Yolal. Choose your next steps wisely.
It's like, hold on. You're no match for him. We need to come up with a plan. Plan is going to be needed for this nonsense. No, Papa can't die. He can't. Look, what Lamar is struggling to process what she has witnessed. How could this happen?
Enough. I am beyond saving.
Father, please. You can't give up.
Are you there, oh friend?
I'm right here. I'm right here.
Look after my children.
What? I'm an old fossil like you. I've only got so many years left. But if that's what you want, it would be an honor.
You and I must go on another journey together someday.
Aye, you can count on it.
Oglamat. Kona. The graves of the Yokui. You saw them, yes? I always found their teachings comforting.
Please, Father, you must save your strength.
Our flesh may wither and die, but so long as we are remembered, we are never truly gone. Through you, my hopes survive. Through you, I live on. So do not mourn me. Walk tall and see our nation to a brighter future.
Right, so Val Waklama, Valcona. Bring word from the city. The enemy has withdrawn. The Landsguard have been rendering aid to the people. Casualties within our ranks have hindered progress, but we continue to do all that we can. I thank you for the report. Please inform the Guard they are to prioritize such efforts until further notice. The people. I need to help them. We will assist you in whatever way we can, of course. Thank you, thank you. There are sure to be wounded everywhere, more than I could count. We'll split up and help all of them. You can count on us. Alphino and Alice, could you take the Bayside Bevy and Crow and Aaronville the palace perimeter? As for Kyrian, please come to the Resplendent Quarter with me. We'll all meet back here afterwards. try and help the wounded here after all that. Can we... I can't see the ships in the sky. It would be nice if you could. My thanks, I'll be fine now. We failed to protect the people. Why did so many have to die? Where were Val Wuklama and Val Kona? Oh, they're not to blame, I understand, I do, but I need to clear my head. Yeah, they were kind of having to deal with their dumb, evil brother. Who decided to pull some shit. Thank you, miss. But my husband and son, they were... Thanks. I think I'm alright. Did you see them? Those soldiers? They looked like people, but they killed with no hesitation. They attack us again. How can we hope to defend ourselves? Thank you. I thought I was done for. There's something disturbing. The enemy leader, they say he looked like Zoro Jha. That can't be true, can it? Why would the first promise attack his own people? But if it was him, what happens now? Is he going to come back? What do we do if he does? Fairly good questions, actually. Thank you. The pain is better now, but I can't stop shaking. Where did they come from? Why did they attack us? And why are those things still in the sky? We had peace under Gulul Jaja. We were safe, but now? You finished aiding the people here? Thank you. There were children among the wounded. Children! No, isn't the time. There are still others who need help. Could you go and see how things are at Talon March, and afterwards go and find Alisei and Bayside Bevy? Okay. Okay, so everything's fine here. Some damage there. So we had a lot of damage here. I've helped all those I could find and seen them delivered into the Landsguard's care. As many Kelshi as there are, it would have been worse if the Landsguard hadn't fought as bravely as they did. Nazarojad actually meant to harm the people. Look around, the buildings are hardly damaged. I suspect his aim was more to incite fear, to show that he can strike whenever he pleases. But we can discuss that later. How's Lamati? Even after what happened to her father, she's trying so hard to fulfill her duty to the people. Still, everyone has their limits. She needs rest, and soon. Someone mentioned seeing her head towards the shore. Perhaps she's gone to the Gornatuk Gleam Sands?
Steady now. I've brought you medicine. Drink.
There you are, Lamachi. I was beginning to...
Come on. Come on. Take it. Please.
Lamachi. Lamachi! Look at me, Lamati. You need rest. You and her both. I will tend to this soul.
But my people... I have to help them.
The Landsguard have matters well in hand. Trust in them. If there's another attack, your people will need you to protect them. They'll need you to be sharp. So please rest. Consider it your duty.
Smart, LSA. Very smart.
I stood before them all. Said that we'd build a nation where everyone knows happiness. So much for that promise. What good is a vow of resolve who cannot save her people? You'll stick with me. Thank you. My head's a little clearer now. I need to concentrate on what I can do, rather than what I can't. We've dealt with unfriendly factions before. From Yokwista longing for conquest, to adherents of blessed siblings, people who are unwilling to listen. Even so, I believe that by learning about one another and engaging in good faith, we could peacefully settle our differences. And we did. My brother is different. There'll be no reasoning with him. He killed our people, our father. He'll stop at nothing to achieve his goal.
Correct.
What's more, he has power. The power to destroy the peace we've worked so hard to preserve. If I'm to protect that peace, then I must fight. I must confront Zorolja and kill him.
I'm fine, just need a moment to settle my nerves. Thank you for being there for me and for urging me on despite all my sulking. Sitting around complaining isn't very leader-like, is it? So much has happened so quickly, I struggle to make sense of it all. Strange soldiers, those floating ships, the new powers Zorolja commands. Given everything he's done and still intends to do, I know I can't afford to run headlong into battle. Not this time. I cannot let this terrible pain in my heart lead me astray. But I will make it my strength. The strength to do what I must. Right, I'm heading back to the palace. I need to talk strategy with Kona. Could you and the others join us in a while? However we decide to proceed, I want you all to be aware of it. Oh, and could you tell Elsa if I'll be alright? She's probably at Bayside Bevy. Oh, you're back. By that, I take it to mean Lamati is feeling better. She's been strong for the people of Taro. I understand that, but she doesn't have to do it alone. So if she tends to fight, then we fight together. That said, I wish I knew exactly what we were up against. And well, that's actually where we're going to stop for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow night with more of this. Till then, though, have a wonderful rest of your day.